seeing like 10 potential problems with that. I'm thinking you need to maybe adjust that seat over to the right a little bit.
We interrupt this broadcast.
Feel quiet, Slipper. Did you hear that?
There's an escaped convict on the loose from Podunk County Prison, believed to be possibly armed and is considered very dangerous.
What's this crap? Turn it off, put my stuff on. There we go. That's jamming.
Slippers, what are you doing? Changing that channel. There's an escaped convict on the loose. I hope we didn't miss something important.
Over there!
Junior, somebody just came in. Go see what they want.
Right.
I don't see anybody up here, Pa. Sending me on a wild goose chase? Gosh.
What's going on, Junior?
Please don't kill me, sir! Please don't kill me! I just got a new RC car and I haven't got to drive it yet!
Move! Over there! What's going on out here? Harley! I thought you was in prison!
I busted out. I came to seek revenge. Now open that register.
All right.
Well, this doesn't look good. Quick! I don't have all day. I think I'm gonna just make my way back here.
Here you go!
What's that? No cash?
Nobody pays with cash anymore. Everybody uses credit cards.
I don't want that. Both of you, in the back.
All right, take it easy.
What are you gonna do with us?
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Get that rope, tie him up.
All right, I'll tie him up.
Up here.
You got him, Slippers! You got the convict! You got the convict! Wow, Slippers! Never would have thought you'd save our lives.
I'm no hero, Taryl. I'm just doing whatever someone in my situation would have done. But I did break my mug, so I'm gonna need another one.
Sure, Slippers. $10.
What? $10? But I just saved your lives.
Pterodactyl here, and today's how-to is going to be a Carburetor video, and the Carburetor video is going to be on this here Briggs Stratton opposed twin cylinder. Do you know what opposed twin cylinder is? Do you know what that means? That means the pistons are opposed. They're from across from each other. It means they don't like each other. They're opposed. They're like, I don't like you over there, piston 1. I don't like you over there, piston 2. That's what opposed means. Now, this is a real simple carburetor to rebuild, and you don't even have to take it off the engine to rebuild it. So first thing I'm going to do is remove the hood so we can see the carburetor better, okay? Hello there. Did you miss me? Okay, I got the hood off. Now, I briefly want to go over, there's like 4 different versions of this carburetor. And I want to go over what the differences are. So you can see the carburetors here. I got 3 of them here to show you. Now the first thing I'm going to show you is, on this carburetor, there's a low speed adjustment here in the front. That's the only adjustment on this type. Now, there was an older version that's even older than this, where this plug had a high speed adjustment. That's on a real old version. but then they just put a jet in there and then capped it off. So you might have that carburetor. Now here's the other carburetor, where they took that adjustment off and they put a fixed jet in there. And then lastly, this is the Nikki 6 carburetor. The way you can tell is on that fuel pump that's mounted on the front, it's got 4 screws where all the Walbro type ones got 3. So that's the difference, and there's no low-speed jet on this at all. It's got a Welch plug in there. It's all capped off. In my opinion, because the carb kit for this carburetor is so expensive, what I normally do if I have one that comes in that needs to be rebuilt, I replace it with this one. So if you're fixing lawnmowers and stuff and you get these engines that are junk, hang on to these carburetors, the ones with the 3, because they're a lot cheaper to rebuild and put on than this Nikki 6. I don't like the Nikki 6. Even though I like Nikki 6, I don't like the Nikki 6 carburetor. Okay, so you want to take the air cleaner off, take the 3 screws that hold this down, and disconnect this vent tube, take this off. Now you got the top of the carburetor right here, which is what you need. This on the side here, that's how you get to the main jet. And the main jet you can remove 2 ways depending on when the carburetor was made. With a screwdriver or an Allen wrench, but I usually just leave it in there. All you got to do is clean it out, rot it out. So disconnect your choke cable. Now this one's got a different choke setup. There's another one that has the choke cable that comes in from here, but this is a little bit different. This is the older version. Disconnect the choke cable and undo these 4 screws, and the whole top of this carburetor will lift right off and you can get inside, and we're going to see why this thing's only running on choke. Alright, so I got the screws out. Now there's a gasket in here, and sometimes it comes apart, sometimes it doesn't. You might rip the gasket. This one done ripped a little bit here, so I have to put a new gasket on. So this is it. This is basically it. Here's your float, and your needle and seat are in here. And this is your float bowl. Now, looking inside here, I can see water. See those bubbles of water in there? See that? That's water. And there's a bunch of crud in there. I gotta put my glasses on so I can see. And then you got a little jet here you can clean out in these little holes. And you can take this screw out in the front, that low speed adjustment, you can take that out and blow through there with some carb spray and that. Or if you have the one that's got the fixed jet, you can take that jet out and blow through there. Now if you want to drain this float bowl, just take this nut off and all the gas will run out, and then you can get to that main jet. So we're going to clean all this out, clean up this gasket, and clean all through there. Put it back there. Oh yeah, the fuel pump. You want to test the fuel pump on this? Crank it over and gas will shoot out of there, and that's how you can tell if the pump's working. So I'm going to do that. So look out, cameraman, that gas is going to come shooting out. Look out! Well, there went all that. So that pump's pumping good. That's how you test that fuel pump. I'll pick up that mess later. Well, phone's ringing. I gotta get the phone. Hold the phone. Alright, like I said, your main jet is in here. So I like these torch tip cleaners because they're like little files. You may have seen this in my other carburetor videos. I cut the tip back to get to the file part. So you want to just make sure that's clear. So, you know, you find the one that fits in there and make sure it's clear. Because if that's plugged, that's the main jet. You ain't going to get any gas. So if you got one of these engines that's just running and dying and the fuel pump's working, chances are this little main jet in here is plugged up. So yeah, unless the carburetor's like real gummed up gummy that you have to take off to rebuild it. But if it's just like this, running and dying, or it doesn't have any power, well, we know the problem. It's got water in it. All you gotta do is clean it, blow it out. Now on the bench, I'm gonna show you how to go through this fuel pump, because they make a kit to rebuild it. And we're gonna do that on the bench. It'll be easier to show you. So here's the kit for the fuel pump. The one with 3 holes in it, not the Nikki 6, because that comes in a kit. That's gonna be expensive. 393, 397, this is what comes in the kit. I don't think you can buy a separate fuel pump kit for the Nikki 6. I don't rebuild too many of these. Like I said, I just put a different carb on it. I think you gotta buy the whole rebuild kit, and it's like 40 or 50 bucks. But this one's entirely different than the other type. It's got the rubber gasket, it's got the fuel pump with the check valve in it. It's got the 2 check valves. And then it's got this diaphragm and this. And judging from this carburetor, see how dirty and nasty it is? I wouldn't attempt to clean this or rebuild it anyway. I'd just go out there and find me this type of carburetor and just put it on there. Everything else matches up. Throttle links, everything are all the same. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these screws, and we're going to take a peekaboo inside. So I'll show you how this thing goes together. Because you don't want to lose these little springs. Look at them springs. Them are teeny tiny springs. And when one of them goes flying, look out, boy, you ain't never going to find it. Alright, this is the one with the fixed jet. That jet's in there tight. This isn't an adjustment. So you take that out. And there's a hole down the center of that, and you make sure that's clear. And you make sure these holes on the side are clear. Now another thing, got this Welch plug here. I've had mowers come in where that Welch plug had fallen out. And if you didn't know that there was supposed to be a plug in there, you'd be like, why is this carburetor running so crappy? It's because that plug may have fell out. And it's probably all covered with dirt, and you don't even know it's there or supposed to be there. So that's another thing. You're having trouble with one of these carburetors, make sure that plug didn't fall out. So I'm going to put this back in. Alright, now here's the fuel pump. 1/4 inch nut driver. Take the 3 screws out. Now all them parts are in there, that little tiny spring and all that's going to come jumping out. Now this may be all stuck together, so you're going to have to be careful. See, there's one of them little springs. That little spring goes right on here. And then here's your cap and your spring. Spring, and then the cap, and then the diaphragm. And there's the other spring. Alright, now this is how I like to put it together. Get the cover and the screws, put this on. The cap and the spring, the other little spring that goes on there, and then put the diaphragm on, your fuel pump diaphragm. And then this way it kind of holds everything in place for you. And be careful, because you got that little spring under there. See, now it's all held in place. Now you can drop it on. Everything's lined up. And then just go ahead and tighten up the screws. Just simple as that. And then if you got the top of the carburetor off, you can crank it over like we did over there and see if gas is pumping out. If it's not, you got something together wrong, or the spring fell out, or maybe you got blockage in the tank and you ain't getting any gas to the carburetor. I gotta wear glasses, you know, I can't see. Now, here's the top of the carburetor with the needle and seat and the float. And here's that gasket that got tore when we took it apart. So here we got us a new gasket. Now, you might want to check your model to see because some of these gaskets are different, but for this one, this is the part number. But it's always good to double check. Make sure you got the right parts. This is simple. There's nothing to this top part. That's all there is. Everything else is in the bolt. Grab the float, shake it. Make sure there's no gas inside. Because if there's gas in there, it's going to be heavy with gas and it's going to hold it open, and then the carburetor is going to be leaking gas. So always give your floats a shake. So you just simply put the new gasket on. Which way does it go? Put that on. Then your needle. Check your tip of your needle. Make sure that rubber's still on there. Put the needle on. And again, always got that little sharp point on the clip facing this way. You want it away from the hinge pin. Then stick that back in there and put your pin in. And then check your float level. That's a good float level. Now if that rubber tip is swelled up, it's going to give you a different float level. Maybe somebody put an additive in the fuel tank and swelled up that tip. Maybe you just want to go ahead and replace that needle just to be safe. But that's how it should look when you get it back together. And then we're going to go put it back on the carburetor. I'm wearing glasses. Alright, so we already showed you how to put this together. This is ready. Drop that back on. And in this case, I got to hook up this choke. But you're probably going to have the choke that's just going to come in here. But just in case you got this one. This one's a little different. And that goes like that. Then put your 4 screws in. And we'll test run it before we go putting the air cleaner and everything back on. Okay, I got it back together and I got it running and I got it at idle. Now, you may have to adjust this low speed a little bit. Sometimes it'll surge and you have to open it up. So I'm going to show you how it's going to act. Now when I turn it in, it's going to want to die. That didn't work. Maybe I better open it up a little more. You have to play with it a little bit. Open it about half turn. Put it on fast. Let's set the idle up a little bit. still got some water in it. I'm gonna drain some more out. Now the water is heavier than the gas, so all the water will go to the bottom. And if I pull that plug out again on the side, it'll drain anything that's in the carburetor out without having to take the carburetor all back apart. What's this gas looks old? Looks like pea. Shouldn't be dark like yellow pea. So I think a lot of it is the gas is old, had some water in it. So I'm going to go ahead and put some fresh gas in it. We're going to start it again and run it. You thirsty, boy? Want a little drink of some dinosaur juice? Here's some fresh dinosaur juice. 93 octane. Juice and need to kick up that RPM a little bit. So if you're wondering what I was doing there, this screw here, that's how you adjust the engine speed. This is hooked to your governor. You turn that screw in, but you better have a tachometer to do that. It was running at 3,000. I done kicked it up to 3,200. That seems good enough. It seemed to run a lot better. See what a difference fresh fuel makes? You gotta have that octane. That octane is what gives it a bite. Wants to bite like these teeth. So there, I hope that helped you in little carburetor and tuning and stuff on your opposed twin Briggs. Remember, opposed. I don't like you. I don't like you, number one. I don't like you, number two. And there's your dinner. Okay, Slippers, I guess you can have this mug for free. You did save our lives.
Oh, thanks, Taryl.
Alright, Slipper. Whoa. Take it easy there, Slipper. We got him here.
Oh, the escaped prisoner. You got him. Good, but which one of you is Kerwin Slippers?
Right here.
That's Slippers.
Oh, come on, guys.
Well, you're going downtown, scumbag. We're on to your little games.
Oh, come on.
Put the mug down. Hands behind your back.
Taryl, hold my bud.
Slipper, what did Slippers do?
We caught him changing the expiration date on coupons just to try to save a few nickels at the grocery store.
Taryl, can you bail me out? I don't want to call my mom. I'll get grounded.
Alright, scumbag, time to go downtown.
Hey, Slipper.
What?
What about this one?
Oh, him? I'll be back for him.
Alright.
See you later, Slipper.
Later, Slipper. Junior, go get the camera. Let's get some selfies with us with the trim.
All right, Paul.